Grandma Mia here, and continuing on. The next hour is a whirlwind of panic and confusion. Commander Krupin's evacuation plan is half-baked at best. He assigns me to 3 side streets to clear out near the prison. We blast horns to make people open their windows or step out and listen to us, but at first it doesn't always work. Sometimes I have to knock on people's doors and argue with them. People don't want to leave their homes, and I have to convince them. How am I supposed to do that? Do I tell them they are about to die? Commander Krupin has forbidden such talk in fear of creating chaos. But chaos is inevitable. The worst part is how little I stray from the prison. At most, we travel 5 blocks north of the prison towards the reactor. Thousands of people live closer to the reactor. They are sure to die if they don't evacuate. But Commander Krupin prioritizes the lives we know we can save. As time passes, a strangely colored smoke fills the sky, and the shockwaves become more frequent. People start racing their neighbors to get away faster. Suddenly, everyone wants to leave the city. No one wants to stay. But the streets are already packed with carriages. The only hope is to walk. The people closer to the reactor realize something is happening, even if they don't know what. They flee their homes into the streets, pushing out towards the borders of the city. A smart few flee as quickly as they can, but most mill about in the streets, waiting to be told what to do. Commander Krupin orders us to lie to them, or at least hide the truth. We tell the people that we don't know what is happening, even as we make our own plans to leave before the meltdown. We advise them to leave, but refuse to tell them exactly how dire the situation has become. Eventually, despite our efforts, the city stirs itself into a panic, and my job becomes a desperate attempt to control it. I reach Onegrad's guard tower after a frenzy hour of evacuation. I realize I'm one of the only members of my unit still in the city. Everyone else either worked more efficiently than I did, or prioritized saving their own asses. It's not much further before I can leave the city myself and start riding to safety, but a nagging feeling tugs at my gut, twisting me back around. To his credit, Roland stays by my side throughout the evacuation. I don't know if he feels guilty about what happened earlier or responsible for my safety. Either way, he keeps me company until I decide to return to the prison.
Let's go.
Sofya, come on.
I can't.
I can't just leave them. Leave who? We've done what we can. The fools who chose to stay now can't be saved. People who value their homes over protecting themselves from the imminent disaster have made their choice. That's not who I mean.
Think about it.
People close to the reactor, they were doomed from the start. Even if they started running the second the pulses began, they...
The prisoners.
No, our prisoners.
What?
Our prisoners? You mean the Leshen? Yes, they're our responsibility. Roland barks with humorless laugh. Responsibility. I never thought I'd hear you use that word as if you knew what it meant. Stop messing around and let's go. Choice time. You were wrong about me. They don't deserve to die. Roland's right, so why do I feel like I have to go back? Okay, I'm gonna go. They don't deserve to die.
They're innocent.
None of our prisoners are extremists. They don't deserve to die.
There will be consequences.
They still participated in the war. They're not civilians.
Hey!
They're medics and chemists and archivists.
Really?
For an army willing to blow up an entire city of civilians just to prove a point about the Fae reactors. They had nothing to do with this.
That means shit.
They're elves. Of course they do. I can't waste time arguing. I'll catch up with you later. Sofya! I return to the prison and find the captives located near my office. They are not as panicked as humans on the street. Instead, they all seem to be mourning. They are quiet and sullen and resigned to their fate, all except one.
Sofya.
Sofya, is that you? Yes, Muriel, I'm back. I'm going to get you and the other prisoners out of here.
Hurry.
Then you must hurry. Dune tugs against her chains. We must break free before she does. Please stop talking like an Iridun extremist. I'm doing this because you and the other Leshan prisoners here are peaceful, right? And once I let you out, you're not going to hurt any humans? I won't hurt any humans unless they try to hurt me first. Self-defense, I suppose that's fair. Harriman? Harriman still not talking. I peer into a cell, but he's all the way back in the corner, huddling there with his eyes closed.
Harriman.
Harriman, I need you to promise you'll behave once I let you out.
Hey.
Harriman! He's still not talking.
I cannot.
No, I cannot make such a promise.
What?
What do you mean? You're not the sort of person who...
That isn't true.
You shouldn't presume to know anything about me. I will hurt people, whether I intend to or not, so I will not promise otherwise. Oh, okay, I get it. Something happened in the war, something you regret, but it's in the past now, and right now you need to think about saving your own ass.
Someone always gets hurt.
I was a medic. I wanted to heal people. That's all I wanted to do. I was so proud at first. I healed so many powerful mages who might have died otherwise. There was an ice mage, Ginevra, who was moments from death. One more drop of blood might have been her last body could spare. I used all of my power to slow her heart and close her wounds. I spent so much energy, I passed out afterwards. The other medics were too busy to help, so I stayed by Ginevra's side. She needed more healing after that. I had to push out infections and sort her intestines. Even with magic, it took me 2 weeks to nurse her back to normal health. As long as she was strong enough to resume fighting, do you know what happened after that? She died anyway?
Misunderstand.
Over the next few months, she went on to kill 53 humans. 53. She even came back to brag about it while thanking me for saving her. She is only one example of many. Because of my attempts to restore life, hundreds more have died. Choice. Maybe you're right. No, you're not the one to blame. Okay, I'm gonna go with no, you're not the one to blame.
How stupid.
Don't be stupid, Harriman. You didn't hurt those people. Jenna, whatever her name was, she's the one who hurt people, not you. Don't you get it? People like you are exactly the sort of people who need to live right now, so hitch up your damn trousers, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and help me out of this mess. People like me. Leshan who don't want humans to die. Leshan who aren't like whatever monster set off the spell in the Fey reactor.
She's right.
She's right, Harriman. Very well, I will do my best not to hurt anyone. Works for me. I move to the corner and enter the combination into the Fey power panel. I start flipping switches to open the sails. None of them work. Oh shit. What's wrong?
This is bad.
The Fey powered locks are down. I guess that makes sense, since the reactor is going haywire. I can check the transformer to see if I can get it running, but if not, I'll have to use a physical key. Shit! Just use the fucking key. I don't think I have time to manually unlock every door.
How about...
Can we help some? Oh, wait.
Think.
Maybe. Let me think. If I give the keys to a few of you, you can split up and unlock the other cells. There are 12 prisoners in all, so 6 each. One for Jodak as well. He is another medic. He is on the 3rd floor. I can take a key to him, and you can trust him to guide the remaining prisoners. Right. Give the keys to the medics. That makes sense to me. Okay, you two just wait here, and I'll... Uh-oh. Boom! Like my sound effects? Another shockwave rocks the prisons.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back as soon as I can. What do you do with the keys? Administration might have the keys. I don't have time to look for... Aha! When I first arrived at the Onagrad prison, Commander Kruppen warned me never to touch the manual override keys. The Fae-powered locks were designed to be impenetrable to their magic, but the keys broke the flow of their power and allowed the individual doors to be opened. The commander was long gone. Either he reported elsewhere to help with the evacuation, or he fled for his life. His rules didn't seem to matter much anymore. I opened the glass and retrieved the keys, now to get back to the prisoners before we lose any more time. Okay, it would be great to read all this, but I don't have time. Am I on the 4th floor? I hope so. I don't know which floor I'm on. Okay, whoa. Whoa. There, you're free.
I misjudged you.
You surprised me, Sofya. I never thought this of you before, but you're very kind. You risked yourself to come back and save us. I'm very grateful.
Thank me later.
Yeah, well, that's great, but how about you thank me once we all survive in one piece?
Hurry up!
Let's get moving! Let me see, which one is it? There, door's open. Are you sure you're okay to do this? Harriman can heal the wound. Oh yeah. Assuming you will permit it. Of course, this is not the time for regulations, and I'm pretty sure my commander is already out of the building. Come here, Muriel. I should heal you. But the Fae, it is rising. It will consume us if we don't. You'll be able to move and think more efficiently without that wound. Yes, I suppose. I watch curiously as Harriman approaches Muriel and puts his hands on her wing. He narrows his eyes on her wound and focuses intently. A soft glow surrounds his hands as he moves his fingers over the flesh of her wing. She tenses at first, then relaxes as his magic rearranges her damaged skin. After a moment, I feel a soft tingle in the air that makes my hair stand on end. Then it's over, and Muriel's wing looks almost as good as new. The flesh is still raw, pink, and slightly warped where he healed it. She flutters her wings softly in appreciation.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'll go unlock Judok's cell. Harriman, use the keys I gave you to unlock the cells on the 2nd floor. Muriel, take the 3rd. Let's go. I free Judok and explain the situation to him. I don't say much, just that there is going to be an explosion that will destroy the jail, and he needs to unlock all the cells on the first floor and lead the Leshan prisoners to safety away from the reactor. With the keys distributed, there's not much more to do. I don't want to leave everyone behind, but I've given them the best chance to survive I can. They'll have to make it out of the blast radius on foot, but it's better than leaving them locked up. Just as I'm about to leave the prison and make my own escape, I'm startled by the last person I expected to see.
Not again.
Sofya, what in Esther's lights are you doing here?
Prisoners.
What did I tell you? I was making sure our prisoners wouldn't be trapped in the blast.
What?
You set them free?
Idiots.
Of course I did. They were going to die if I didn't. We don't execute people. Roland, I gave the keys to 3 medics and they're working to free the rest. Good, that shut him up.
Don't waste any more time.
We'll deal with what you've done later, but you're not throwing your life away for them. We need to get out of here. How long until the explosion? What did I just say? Based on the maps and the info from the scientists, we need start walking and walking fast in the next 30 minutes if they're right.
What?
If they're right?
This is bad.
Nothing like this has ever happened before. All they have to rely upon is their equations, but we should have plenty of time. Good, the prisoners should be able to get out as well. It won't take them too long to get out of their cells. Fine, I suppose that's a good thing. Hey, did you come back to get me?
Listen up.
Even if you're being a fool, you're still an Imperial officer. I wasn't going to leave you behind. If you're still trying to get those damned elves out of their cells, I'd knock you out and drag you out from the blast radius. That's almost sweet.
Let's go.
Let's get out of here before we lose any more time. Okay, ground floor. Let's get the hell out of Dodge and get going. Roland leads me outside where I see the evacuation taking place in earnest. Flickering street lamps reveal dozens of people walking south away from the center of the city. Many of them carry torches, anticipating the power will fail before the reactor fully melts down. If that happens, the city will be engulfed in darkness, and the only way to know which way to run will be the light from the reactor in the distance. At first, oops, I messed up. I don't think I can go back. I touched my keyboard by accident. Okay. I can see the glowing batteries in the back of each machine pulsing and flickering. Somehow, the meltdown of the reactor is affecting Fey energy all throughout the city. The carriages! They won't start. Too much power, or not enough. How is anyone near the reactor going to get out fast enough?
It's all over.
We weren't even able to get any soldiers far into the city. We sent out wires to all the lines we could, warning them to evacuate, but all those people are going to die.
Let's go.
We've done all we can. You've done more than you should. Now we need to get out of here ourselves. We hurry south away from the reactor. Roland assures me that we have enough time, but the increasingly loud thrumming noise in the distance makes me worry. A few minutes after fleeing the prison, a particularly powerful shockwave rattles the ground. I'm almost thrown from my feet, but Roland catches me and keeps me upright. Large cracks appear in the street beneath us, all the way down to the dirt beneath the pavement. What the hell?
This is bad.
We should keep moving, right? Roland nods and we continue on. As we push forward, I find myself gasping for it even though I'm not tired. A strange prickly scent hits my nose. My hair crackles with static. My stomach lurches and a sticky pink light appears above. Roland stops, transfixed by the sky. I follow his gaze and find myself similarly, I can't say that word, entranced. Even though it is night, it appears as though the sun has emerged above us, but it looks different. The light it provides is not intense nor blinding to stare at. It is not white and yellow and warm. Instead, it's a dim and flickering between a sickly pink and purple. I can stare at it, I can see its surface, and I have no idea how close it is. Has it replaced our sun? Did it emerge opposite our sun, deep in space, or is it shrunken just above the city? Or perhaps it is incredibly far away. Perhaps it is a star from a distant world, normally just a speck in the night sky. But now, with the immense amount of Fey energy gathering in the city, by Esther, what is happening? The light. Even the air, it all feels thin somehow, like it's coming apart. The Leshen should be right behind us. Maybe they know something. Maybe they did this. What do you mean?
Don't underestimate them.
How do you know this is related to the reactor? Maybe this is a second stage of their plan. Maybe freeing them was the plan all along, and now they've combined their power to cause something much worse.
They were innocents.
You think our prisoners did this? I don't even know what to think anymore. The ground is coming apart. The sun is shining at night. I feel like I'm suffocating even though I can breathe. Something is wrong. This isn't our sun, Roland. That doesn't make it any better. Let's just keep moving. The only thing I know for sure is I don't want to stay here. Why did they stop in the first place? You're right. There are thousands of people near the reactor who don't have that chance, so I'll stop complaining. I wouldn't have stopped to listen to him. The tremors from the dying core cause buildings to crumble and collapse. As we escape, we see several buildings where people might be trapped. There is one near the edge of the blast radius where only a small amount of debris has collected near the door. We can clear it, but do we have time?
Hey,
Roland, look at that apartment building. I think there are people inside.
It's the honorable thing to do.
We should help them, shouldn't we? Almost to safety, right? If the scientists told us the truth, if they didn't tell us the truth, we're probably all dead anyway. Choice. Help the trapped people hurry out of the city. What should we do, Sofya? Let's help the trapped people. Let's be the good guys this time around. We can go back and be crappy people next time. What do you think? We can clear that debris easily. I hope you're right, and this won't take too long. Clearing the rubble only takes a few minutes. Roland and I break down the door and call out to whoever's inside. We yell that the Fey reactor is going to explode and they need to head south. One family exits their apartment and thanks us, heading out into the street to find the other refugees. Yes, I got an achievement for Good Samaritan. We don't know if any others leave or if they choose to ignore the warning. We don't have time to go door to door, and we follow them out. As we reach the lesser populated part of the city, Onegrad already looks like a ghost town. Everyone here left as soon as they received the evacuation notice via wire. The only people who remain were those who followed in their path, escaping from deeper within the city. We asked some of them where they started their evacuation. The answer is not encouraging. They are not from deep within the city, near the reactor, but closer to the prison. The damaged roads and disabled carriages have slowed the process considerably. Most of the population of Onegrad are behind us, despite our work to warn them as soon as possible. By now, all the Fey-powered street lamps are dark. They have either lost power or the bulbs have exploded from the power surges. The only light we have is from the evacuees' torches and the eerie pink sun above, bathing the streets in a sickly glow. After a few more minutes, we reach a street that Roland recognizes from his maps. In theory, now we are safe, but we should keep walking to be sure. I can still hear the thrumming shock waves echoing deep within the city. They have been getting faster and faster as we walk. I turn around and I stare back at the city. I try to imagine what it will look like. I wonder if there is any hope that the unstable rift will just collapse and not explode. I don't know much about phase science, but that sounds like a thing that might happen, right? A pulsing light deep on the horizon has appeared in sync with the thrumming shockwave. As soon as I see the light, my body freezes in place. Sofya, now's not the time to stop and gawk at the city.
What?
I have to go back. You what? I just have to go back. To the prison? To the blast zone? What in Esther's light are you talking about? This has nothing to do with Esther. Even if I want to explain myself to Roland, I can't. There are no words for what I am feeling. A voice is calling to me deep within my mind. Choice. It is like I know there is something I have left behind in the city, something I cannot go on without. I'm going to go back. I'm going to be a hero. Let's see. I'll probably kill myself. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop myself. I start walking towards the faint, pulsating light back into the center of Onograd. Roland tries to stop me, but I push him away and begin to run. I don't know whether he gives up on me because everything gets choppy. I only see single images in my mind. The Leshan prisoners reaching the edge of the blast zone as I re-enter it. Scrambled, desperate evacuees who I know won't make it out even as I go deeper into the city. The pink sun that hangs above the city, swirling with eerie light. In between the flashes of experience, I hear a voice. At first, it sounds like Muriel. It repeats the thing she said to me in prison. Magic rips through the fabric. It wants, but I cannot understand. It seeks, but there is nothing to find when it is everywhere. But slowly it morphs into something else. I barely recognize it, but only because I'm not used to hearing it outside of my own body. The door is finally open, only for a moment, only for an instant. But we will all witness the truth, and it will destroy us. Only fools dare anger the stars. The voice is gone. Light flashes before my eyes. I see nothing but the eerie pink sun. It reaches out to me. Not with arms and hands, but something else. Something that bends my vision and shines in colors I've never seen before. Then everything is black, like my mind refused to look upon it anymore and simply shut down. And the next thing I remember is... everything went boom.